And yes, we are back in the studio. It is Tuesday. This is an Ask Me Anything. And by the way, don't forget to enter the Kicker giveaway at kicker.com/umweekly. And thank you guys for hanging out with me. This is going to be an awesome show, and I got a few things lined up, but I want to hear the questions from you guys. So without further ado, let's kick off this intro, and I will see you guys in 3 minutes.
Let's get it.
With Andy, kicking it with Andy, kicking it with Andy,
Uh-oh.
kicking it with Andy, kicking it with Andy, kicking it with Andy,
Yeah. Okay. I see what we're doing. Kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud. Hey, yo, we kicking it with Andy at the house. He's coming to you live from the casting couch. He's a kicker freak. Hey, yo, what you think? So grab a seat and get your favorite drink. Don't go nowhere, you'll be glad you waited. Andy content comes highly rated. He got more hits than a Brooklyn mobster, doing hair tricks in the Cookie Monster. Straight give you goosebumps like you ticklish. Hey yo, rest in peace to Chris the Fish. So get your popcorn, Andy's going live, but the show don't start till Deviant arrives. What?
Thank you, Jeff Wallace. Appreciate you, man. Green team. More members. Thank you, man.
You wanna try
Appreciate you guys tonight.
Kicking it with Andy is such a dope show. He stays super positive and a super chill brain, making us laugh with his McGill memes. Quality content in all of his streams. Why does Cookie Monster bang harder than a wall? Cause he was the big brand name that started it all. Kick a bass so low that it's messing with your psyche. Y'all running sketcher while my homie running Nike. My homie running Nike. My homie running Nike. My homie running Nike.
Hey yo, Johnny, have a seat, relax. We got this next one. Yeah. Hey yo, check me out. Third verse like that, we say the best for last. Drop a super chat to get your questions asked. 5K subs, yo, he gon' hit. Got a L7X and a Recon kit. Tuesday and Friday, yo, we on the set. Unless he get that Patreon check, go ahead, subscribe, and he's on the mic. If you gotta run by, please hit the like. Solo and Wiz got that fish tank filled, but is he ever gonna finish that Walmart build? Ain't got a witness, so we'll never know. That was 3 minutes, now enjoy the show. Let's go.
My homie running Nike.
Hey yo, Andy, we love you, boy. Keep doing your thing, King. You got this.
My homie running Nike.
Kicking it with Andy, and we are back. Thank you guys for tuning in. Tonight is gonna be fun. We're just hanging out. You guys get to win stuff, and it's Tuesday. It's literally the unofficial day of the week. Kicker Day is Tuesdays. Thank you guys tuning in. Eric, Adir, you guys are awesome. And William knows you just got to look at it. Would you look at that? Just look at it. That's all you can do. Thank you, William.
Oh, look at the eclipse. The boombox here does it. Yeah.
I said
Would you look at that?
You just got to look at it. Thank you, William. Thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate all that you do. And how about that eclipse yesterday? That was awesome. What's going on, Kibo? Kibo, what is up? Appreciate you guys. Jeff Wallace, again, thank you for donating a new memberships for $1. So we got to throw up the dollar. We have to. We have to.
Because we don't want you to blow it up. So turn the gain down, Andy.
Thanks for starting the train, Jeff. Appreciate you. And It's awesome to gift memberships so people just get to be part of the green team and, you know, YouTube's algorithm, and get to show the shows to people that don't even know we're doing this every Tuesday and Friday. And all these giveaways and what Kicker does and what I do, it's awesome. We need to bring more people here. Thank you guys for tuning in early. We got 30 altogether, and let's see, 23 on YouTube. So you guys are awesome. And yes, like Dave says, smash the like. We got John here. Thank you for tuning in, John. Appreciate you, man. You are awesome. Garrick, put the smack down on the like. That's it. We could do that too. What's going on, X Boomin'? Now talk about a loud yellow car. Oh man, if you had Kicker in it, I'd take it home. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you, man. Facebook user from Kicker Club. Well, on Kicker Club, we have David Koslick, Christy McCracken. Christy got to hear the Bronco out in the Ozarks, which was awesome. Kicker, thanks for traveling all these places so people can hear the Bronco, which is a very loud build. If you don't know what that is, it's got like, what, 9 L7X12s in it on a bunch of war horses in a red Ford Bronco. It's awesome. Joseph Berena, thank you for tuning in. And that is Christy right there. Love what you do, Andy. Sorry I don't catch every show. Would love to see the Cookie Monster in Southwest Missouri. You know, one day. We are planning on it. I would love to get an RV to be able to just trailer the Eclipse everywhere, aka the Cookie Monster. Absolutely. And thank you for just tuning in tonight. And look, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend, David Koslick.
Yeah, don't forget to hit the like. You gotta hit the like. Love 'em. It's real easy. That thing that goes like this. Pretty simple.
That's it. It's really that easy, guys. Thank you for tuning in, Dave. Appreciate you. And yeah, guys, do not forget to enter the giveaway at kicker.com/UMweekly. Don't forget to enter. Appreciate you. All tuning in. Basshead 30, what is up? Living loud and proud with Andy. Appreciate you always tuning in. You are awesome, man. He said, I mean, those L7Xs, huh? They are tempting. No matter what brand you're running, you just want to look at them. And hey, they're square. They're pretty cool, and they go pretty far. You know, they got a lot of excursion. And they definitely keep up. Who knows, man? Who knows? The hair trick was a blast. And yes, the Bronco does hair tricks. And plays way below 40 hertz. Way below it. See, look, he's on it now. See? You're welcome. I'm telling you, man. You know, and that's the cool thing about just the L7X family, you know. This is just the beginning, and I love it. I really do. And it's cool to see people have those builds out in the real world, in action. And, man, you know, I can't wait to see what else they have in store for you guys, too. You know, the big bass heads, that kind of stuff. 6 ways to enter. Yes, we had I think I was talking to Bill. I was like, Bill, would you take a look at this? We need a few more ways to enter, get more points, more rigging, and all the fun stuff. I will drop it again just so you guys have an easier way to get into the link, and I will drop it in the comment section here. There we go. Comment section. Boom, 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 boom. Awesome, awesome. Let's see. Yep, that's what she said, Dubby. Appreciate you tuning in. David Monroe, thank you as well for hanging out with us tonight. We got Uncle Bobby B up in here. Wait, what? Uncle Bobby B? Wait a minute. Where'd he go? There he is.
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.
Shouting out Bubba. And yes, Bubba for the win. Those guys are awesome. You guys are all cool for tuning in. X Boomin'. I mean, if Kicker wants to see what they would do in an extreme build, I would be a test dummy. You know, and I feel like that's what they're trying to do with a few guys, you know, Kyle and the gang, Steve Barber. Wouldn't hurt to always just pick up the big phone, give them a call, see what they can do. And, you know, it's awesome stuff, man. And with what you do, too, this guy's doing 60 pluses, tap out builds, and, you know, if you blow a cone, you know, you don't have to wait for the glue to dry. You know, I'm just saying. I am just saying. Now, you know, with today's topic, it's very light, but at the same time I wanted to go over something, you know, because I was like, questions, you know, and I just happened to look at this and see this in Kicker Club. And Christian, thank you for your comment. Thank you guys for all being in Kicker Club. This place is awesome, and we just hit 50,000 members. If you're not in Kicker Club, wrong camera, Come on, Ernie. If you're not in Kicker Club, you're sleeping under a rock. He asked, do Kicker amps fight impedance rise? And, you know, I hear this a lot, where people think certain amplifiers, quote, fight impedance rise. And you don't want to fight it. Impedance rise is your friend, you know, and the more rise you have, the more efficient your enclosure is, and it all depends. And your rise is all over the place. It's not just one, you know, oh, it's rising times 2. It's not like that all over the place. Now, if you're an SPL competitor, sure, you're looking at one frequency, the rest don't really matter. But for your average bass head guy, it's going to be all over the place. So there's that. And I think the misconception always has come from, you know, slash amplifiers, aka the JL slash. Now you have the Teramp Smart series, and of course the KXA 2400 that's loosely regulated, a regulated power supply, but that's not even really what that does. That's a little bit different, because it does do more power at 1 ohm, and by a few hundred watts or more. Just go check out the Big D amp dyno of the KXA 2400 and you'll see what I'm talking about. But with like the JL Slash and the Teramp Smart 3K that literally only do 3K or 1000 respectively at 1, 2, or 4 ohms, give or take, you know, it depends what we're talking about here, but they do the same at the different impedances. And that is kind of helping you so that you can wire lower, you know, that's really about it. And so you're not blowing the internals. Really, the board is a 2 ohm board if it's going to do 3K at 1 ohm and 2 ohm. So there's a lot that goes into it. Amplifiers don't fight rise. It's just the amplifier's built in a different way so that it can withstand and just still deliver the power at maybe a lower starting in resistance, you know, your initial load, you know, when you hook up your woofers, 4 ohm, you got 2 ohm, your starting load, so you can wire that a little bit lower. But even then, they do not fight impedance rise. Impedance rise is your friend, it really is. And if you don't have too much of it, usually it means the enclosure isn't really working too well. It's not creating pressure inside, however that works. But, you know, I just wanted to go over that a little bit, you know, because a lot of people have questions like that. And we got Johnny 5 in the background there helping us out, holding some comments. So if you guys got anything, let me know and we'll talk about it. But stuff like that happens all the time. And I understand where, you know, these rumors or legends come from, you know, fighting rise, fighting impedance curve. It's not like that. It really is not. The cool thing about the KXA 2400.1 is, yeah, it'll do around the same power at 2 and 1 ohm, but not really. It still does 3,500 watts at 1, 24 at 2, and 1,200 at 4. That sounds like any other amplifier. The difference between the KXA 2400 and a lot of other amplifiers is that loosely regulated power supply, just so that it still does rated at 2 ohms at 12 volts, as it does at 14 volts. A lot of amplifiers, you're going to drop. You know, at 12 volts, it's probably going to do 19 or 2,000 compared to 2,400, you know, rated. And it's not going to do a crazy amount over at 14 volts. That's the difference. It's still going to do 2,400 watts. So once you get your electrical right, it's not like, oh, this amp's going to do 2,800 watts. It's just going to do what it's rated to do. And hey, it's pretty cool. It actually pulls more current. So it still does that power at 12 volts, 11 volts. It's pretty crazy. Now, everything within reason, but it definitely helps. Let's see. We got a $5 super chat from Basshead Fanatic. Thank you, man.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You got to look at it this way, okay? You just got to look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Howdy, Andy. KXA amps for the win. Love mine, and it's been on 1 ohm for over 5 years. And, you know, they last. The only amplifier from Kicker that I've ever had blown was a CXA 360.4. And I've been running Kicker amplifiers since 2017. And I started with the KXA 2400, and it was an awesome amplifier. It really was. And it's strong, it's quality, And that one's got a lot of features. Plus the Bluetooth BassKnob, some people weren't the biggest fan. I liked it. You know, it had its quirks, but still, it was really cool, and I think ahead of its time in a lot of departments. And KICKER has always been doing that with so many products. They're ahead of the curve, man, and they're very smart. I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much, Basshead Fanatic, with the $5 super chat. Let's see here. Andre Jones, thank you for tuning in. Does anyone know when the new Q-Class subs will be available? You know, that's more of a KICKER question, and half the time, even if you ask them, if they don't know yet. You know, they're working on stuff, and whenever they are finished with it, literally they will let you guys know, hey, these are here and they are available. Just because, you know, we've been through it with the L7X, the COVID thing, you know? Yeah, it'll be ready, and then 2 years later, it's still not there. I don't think they ever want to take a chance of, you know, that ever again, within any situation. Any business does. But, you know, to foolproof it, I think that's why they're going the way they do. They give you guys a little heads up. Hey, we're working on this. Be ready for it. And I feel like that's the best way to go with it. They did talk about it about 3-4 months ago with the new Q class comps with the blue stitching and the pull venting. So I believe that maybe the L7Q series will be back too, but we don't know exactly when and when those Q class comps will be available yet. If I were to guess, I would say probably within the year. You know, it's not a total revamp project, but it is. You know, whenever they change something with KICKER or just any driver, but KICKER, they definitely check all their steps. You know, when you add one thing to a woofer or subtract, you change 3 other variables and you have to do it, you know, accordingly. You really do. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys go enter the giveaway. I will drop it again, the link in the chat. Appreciate you. And man, you guys are awesome for hanging out with me. Let's see. Bubba, appreciate you tuning in. Each month you get... Okay, they're talking about the green team. I'll have to take a look at that after. Adrian, thanks for tuning in, man. Hope you've been well. Hope your system's doing well. Question, how far does the port loading wall need to be, kind of deal? That's a good question. You know, whenever you're talking about boundary loading, and when I say boundary loading, I'm talking when you have your woofer in your trunk and it's firing backwards and reflecting off of something. I learned about boundary loading, or, you know, port loading. It's the same thing. When I was a kid, if you've ever messed with your dad's stereo or your own at some point, and you put the speaker in the corner, you know, it gets a little boomier. And you put it too close, it really doesn't make a difference. Might get a little quieter. You pull it back too far, it's not as loud. And I feel like that's more boundary loading than port loading, but they kind of work hand in hand. The port loading, I feel like that's really the same thing, but man, port loading. I think it's because when you design a box, you want to design it in a way where the port, quote, doesn't need to have any external resistance on the outside. You want to design it within WinZid or any kind of box designing feature program so that it works as it sits, you know, like that's the way it's going to be. And when you get into SPL, sure, you're looking at the vehicle, you're looking at the direction, you're looking at how far you have it separated. But to the average person, whenever you're just putting it in your car, there's a rule of thumb, and I hate rules of thumb, but it's the easiest way to explain it, of how far does it need to be. A lot of people say, you know, like the radius of the driver, the radius of the port, you know, just half the diameter of it away from the loading wall per se. Like, you know, wherever it's firing into. If it's firing back, would be the back of your trunk. If it's firing to the side of your car. And there's a lot of variables, but it kind of gives you an idea. If you have it too close and the subwoofer is this far away or the port's this far away and your port's this big, it's not going to work the way it's supposed to. So that's kind of the rule of thumb where you give whatever. The best way to do it is try moving it around. Put it a little bit, you know, 6 inches away, give or take. Play a couple songs. Move it back. Move it back. Move. Okay, it sounded a little washy. Let me pull it forward rather than back. There we go. We're good to go. That's the way you do it to figure out how far it should be. Thank you, Adrian. Appreciate ya. It is ribbed. I mean rigged. Yes, always. Always. It wouldn't be an unmasked show, Kicking It with Andy show, if it wasn't ribbed. I mean rigged. Yes, yeah, that. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate ya. All right. Let's see. Joe Player, thank you for tuning in. Question, are the solo barracks worth it? Just solo barracks in general. Man, you know, you're probably asking the wrong guy, because I'm just going to tell you, yeah. And unbiased, biased, what have you. I try to keep it unbiased as much as I can. But the solo barracks, just, you know, the L7s, any kind of kicker, you know, whenever they designed that, they made it in a way where, you know, it would work on not a DATS, but speaker software, you know, I don't even know what to call it. Literally pulling the TS specs, you know, what a driver, you know, whenever you look at a driver, you look at the TS specs, the efficiency, the QMS, QTS, the FS, the whole nine. Well, the way that they designed back then, the original solo barrack, was in a way that it would literally graph very similar to what a ISO barrack, meaning two subwoofers that are, you know, firing into each other in the same enclosure. That's an ISO barrack setup, so that it would read on the DATs, or, you know, the clipple of that, and would read the same as two drivers firing into each other, where you get more motor force. And there's other pros and there's cons with that too, but they designed it so it would do it as one driver and react that way. And back then, that's when it made a really big difference. It really did. Nowadays, you know, there's so much power, there's so much big vehicles, electrical, amplifiers, so many choices. So it's not as, you know, oh man, this is groundbreaking, but back in the 90s, absolutely was. So are they worth it? Yeah, dude, even till today. I mean, they really are, and they have a nice sound. It's a kicker sound. It's more than just solo barrack. Thank you for tuning in, Joe. Appreciate you guys. And as always, stay living loud. See you on the next one. No, I'm just kidding. We got a lot more to go. We're 20 minutes in. Appreciate you guys for always hanging out and tuning in. Let's see, we got 42 on YouTube, 23 likes. Please, guys, smash the like for the YouTube algorithm. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. Thank you for tuning in. Wait, we got El Fuego. He is late. What's going on here? Come on, El Fuego.
The Pacific Northwest.
Always from the Pacific Northwest. Thank you for hanging out with us, man. Lots of good questions. Keep them rolling, guys. J.772, thank you for tuning in. Any idea when the new Q-Class subs are coming out, or do you think they will be less efficient? And what is the max you think I should run on a Q-Class 10 on 700 watts? All right, that's a loaded question. I tried to touch it a little bit earlier about the Q-Class subs, when they're going to come out. We don't know. I don't know. But Kicker will let you know first. They really will. And that's what's great about the Unmasked show, social media. You don't have to wait to get your local magazine to know that the new Kickers are out. We are spoiled nowadays. We really are. Also, what is the X-Max, or less efficient? I don't think it'd be any more less efficient, or, you know, by a substantial number, even if it was, because they added pull venting and blue stitching and a facelift on it, I believe so. But either way, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of deal. But if you can make it a little bit better, slap a turbo on her, aka the forced air cooling, I think it's a no-brainer, man. Just to being able to handle that thermal power longer, that's the, you know, the name of the game. Everyone's saying, man, I blew my sub. Power, heat. And if you can help fight that a little bit more and then have it still perform the way it did without that, that's the hardest feat. And that's what Kicker does with a lot of stuff, man. They really do. Also, what is the max you think I should run a Q-Class 10 on 700 watts? The 10, I think that's what, 900? No, yeah, that's 700 RMS. No, let me think. The 15 is 1200 RMS. The 12 is 900. The 10, it's got to be 700. Maybe it's 600. I'm going to have to look at it. You got me stumped. let's take a look here. Let's take a look. 10-inch comp Q 700. Boom. So I mean, with how much power you need, I mean, I would always kind of go with what Kicker recommends. And what's cool, like in here, it shows, you know, up on the top there, the range of what you should put onto an RMS in a vented or sealed enclosure of their recommended spec, which is very, can't even see myself, which is really cool that they show that. And I actually did find that for the L7X. They do have it. It's not on the website, but it's in their product manual catalog for 2024. I seen that. I was like, oh, yes, they have that. Because that's nice to know. And it kind of shows you how loud it's going to be. You know, what's the minimum amplifier you could put on that? But it really does come down to the user. You know, how responsible are you with knowing if you're pushing it too hard and what it can do? You know, 9 chances out of 10 when someone blows their woofer, yeah, it's inexperienced, but they're also expecting too much from the equipment with how it's designed, how the layout is, the scenario it's in, sealed, ported, vehicle, and their expectations of what they have, trying to get the most out of it. And I run into that a lot of times. I'm trying to get more out of what I have every time, but who isn't? Who isn't? So, I mean, if you run like a CX 1800, I mean, I would, you know, just so that I see all 700 watts, but can it take that continuously? Depends how you're playing it. Frequency, box, loads of variables. I would run, like Kicker recommends, like 125% the RMS, so maybe a CXA 800.1, which wired at 1 is a 1,000 watt amplifier on the dyno, which is awesome. And I think that would be perfect. That would give you that 125% to 150 RMS and a very efficient amplifier. And it's not that expensive. Thank you for tuning in, Jay. You guys are awesome. Let me get everything going here. We got 40 on YouTube, 47 floating around on Facebook. You guys are kill. Let's see. Charlie, what is up? Joseph, can't wait for the L7XQs. He's laughing. That'd be cool, man. An L7XQ. Sound quality L7X. I'm sure Travis Young would try to do that. He really would. Let's see. Coronut box seems like a winner. Yes, for Mr. LLwA. Yes. Would you look at that? Now that's something that'd be really hard to do. I almost said could never. It's really hard. You know, it would have to go to the right person to give somebody a Kicker product of mine, you know, that would really appreciate it. And I think Cornet would be that guy too. CM Enclosures, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that you are here. You guys still got time to enter the giveaway. I know most of you guys already did it. Bubba's already entering like 4 times, but make sure you go enter at kicker.com/umweekly. We give away a Bullfrog 100 and a few other things and Kicker swag, so make sure you go enter it. Excuse me. See, that's that cough I'm talking about. When you talk too much, it just you get caught up. It happens. CM Enclosure said it on Discord, but I'm gonna say it here. Needs an 18, not just the X. I know, man. Like, could you think if they brought back the Kicker Comp 18? You know, they used to have one of those. And the CVR 18. Yeah. An L3 18. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, another 18 would be cool, but it's like you gotta look at it this way. How many people are going to buy an L7X 18 to begin with? How many people are going to buy an 18 that's a comp? An 18 is really hard to fit into a lot of vehicles just because they're big. Let me tell you, man, I had to take up my whole car just to fit mine in there. Okay, there we go. We're good. Thank you for tuning in, CM. Appreciate you. There he is with that L7XQ. I can't. I'm going to mess that up. Kakashi. Kakashi. Thanks for tuning in. I like your blow through. Appreciate that you're here. Give or take for that port loading I think we're talking about here. Yeah. Yep. What's going on, Cody? Oh, it's Cody. Wait, you guys got the same profile. That's probably Cody. With his, what, 6? Yeah, Sundown, ZV-5, ZV-6s, windy blow-through. It's awesome, man. It really is. Let's see. Scrolling. You know, you got to, man. The fish tanks are awesome. Right, Wiz? Where are you at? Oh, there you are. Over here. Hey, you're on camera. You gonna say hi to the people? He said, yeah, if you just give me that stuff. Not, don't give it to Cookie Monster. Have to, man. Thank you, Kibo. Let's see what we're gonna do. So we got some comments here. You know, this is a good question. Who is the homie that runs Nike? Man, you know, I am definitely a Nike kind of guy, and I'm sure there's a few out there. Thanks for tuning in, Dubby. Appreciate you. Oh, look at that. El Fuego with a $10 super chat. Hold up. El Fuego! What?
This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor.
Flux capacitor.
Thank you, El Fuego. My custom Stew Nut box designed by Stu, built by Cornut, is 6 cubic feet net, which is max for the Comp Q15. But I'm only running a 1,000 watt amp. It sounds amazing. Won that sub on Unmasked back in the day. I wanted to ask you, El Fuego, when you won that, was that on the OG Unmasked, the 5.5 hour broadcast Unmasked, or was that just one of the ones they gave a Comp Q15 away? Because I know they did that as well, man. And an L7X and a few other things. They always do. Sometimes they pull out the big stops. Thank you, El Fuego. And I know you're going to be happy with that. You know, and that's the best, I would say, thing about Kicker is that they are efficient drivers and they sound good while doing it. You know, there's a lot of other brands that they just tend to need a different enclosure and more power, to generally put it. And the Comp Q15 is definitely one of those drivers from Kicker that really excels in doing that and sounding good. And it's just quality stuff. Thank you so much, El Fuego. Gold 18s would be 6. You know, that they would be. They really would. That just any kind of, you know, I look at the Comp Golds as like an upgraded version of the Kicker Comp, or like a CVR, Comp VR, what have you. You know, they have their different trade-offs of what they work better in: closure, sound quality, power handling. But I feel like just around that ballpark of 250 RMS to 500 RMS 18, that's a game changer. That's a game changer in a lot of aspects, because then you can do a lot more without having to run, you know, 3 12s, or you can't fit 2 15s back there, what have you. You just want to run a single sub, let me tell you. I know all about that. Thank you, CM. Appreciate you. See, I thought it was 850, but it says 900, unless I'm misprinting it. I'll have to look at it again. Clip, clap, clap. Done. Thank you, Kicker Car, for tuning in. Kanga is in the chat. I think he is. I know he was going live last night. Max I'll Go is 1,000 RMS for Rise for the 10. You know, it all depends, man. Whenever you have a ton of power, it gets a little easy to just, you know, twist on the knob, just crank it. And bad things can happen, but within reason, everything should be okay. But there's sometimes, you know, when you get carried away and a song sounds really good, and if you got a lot of power, it doesn't matter if you're not clipping, you still will run into issues. And that's the end of the game, is heat and power. Clipping will create more heat. One, because of just how the amplifier produces the power. and just more current gets sent through, something of that. And it's just, you know, the subwoofer isn't really moving the way it's supposed to, so it's not going to cool down the way it's supposed to. It's just a bad story. So whenever you do even match RMS with RMS, you can still run into thermal power issues. And you know, a lot of other brands, you know, they put bigger numbers, they can handle more heat, and maybe it needs more too. So you can put that RMS and clip it, it doesn't matter. Kicker really gives you that, you know, if you play it how it's supposed to, it's going to be a perfect match setup, and you're going to be able to play 20 to 80 hertz, you know, just whatever enclosure you put it in, it's going to mechanically be okay and thermally okay. And I feel like that's the best way to go, and why a lot of people need to go to shops whenever you first get into the stuff, man. And a good shop where they actually tell you how to do something, and they tune you up correctly and say, hey, you got to be careful. I got you set here. Don't turn it up to 11. Just 10. Just 10. Thank you, man, for tuning in. John says, wait, are you guys talking about the regular Qs, or we thinking we're getting square ones again? That would be sick. And L7, I mean, they had the L7 Qs, and those were cool, you know, and I think they will. There's some reasoning behind why they don't make them anymore, but that's for them to tell you. And will they make them again? I believe so. You know, Kicker, they listen to you guys, and I've seen a lot of people run those L7Qs, and you know, an L7X, well, yeah, no L7XQ, just an L7Q. Let's see, Adrian, Kyle says, waiting for Ohio Gen to respond about getting a new alternator. Come on, Ohio Generator. I'm going to have to call Tom. Tom, what you doing here? We got to get Kyle set up. I need to stop out there anyway. I got to get this alternator over here. You can't even see it too well. I have to get that alternator hooked up and fixed and going. You know, I'm going to fix this focus. This focus is a little bit off on this camera. This is like kind of the main one. There we go. Ah, so much better. Okay, moving on. You know, it really is a one-man band here, but I have fun. We got 50 altogether. Thank you guys for tuning in. Dr. Electro Double E. Hello, Scott. I'm sure we can work out a tour for you. It just so happens that we have an unmasked schedule for that Tuesday. So we'll be busy prepping for the show as we get closer to the date. Let's firm up your timing. Thanks for reaching out. What the heck? I didn't know Double E worked at Kicker. Or is that somebody else? Appreciate you tuning in, man. 18s are super popular now. They, you know... I never thought I'd get this 18, and, you know, 18s are just different. They really are, and I'm going to strive to always run an 18. I'm going to put it that way. Have to, man. Have to. Kicker Car. He had the Comp VR 18, and, you know, we were talking about that one on the Discord, man. People were selling that for $1,000, if not more. And I'm sure it was a great driver, but, man... Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, a Comp 18. And, you know, maybe... I wish they would sell the 15 at Walmart. The Comp 15. They got the 10. They don't even have the 12 there. Well, let me think. Do they? Yeah, they do now. With the downfire enclosure, they do. But not, like, singly. But still, even a 15's tough to fit in a just every vehicle. And that's what... They don't want someone to go to Walmart, to go mostly Walmart. Best Buy, I feel like they're going to help you a little bit more. Or a local stereo shop, you know, dealer. But at least with Walmart, the average person's going to try to put a 15 box in their car, and it's not going to fit. You know, and then they're going to return it, and then it's just, you know, problems. So there's that, but still, you know, regardless, a Comp 18 would be cool. You know, the Comp 15, that's literally what I have here is this clock. I never got to play it. I received that Kicker as blown. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to try to turn it into a clock. And an 18 of that would be awesome. Really would. W just wants the gold letter 18s. Okay, so you got the XV3. Sorry. But still, Kicker makes subs that are 15s, 2500 RMS. I would put a 2500 RMS rating on a Solo X. You know, if I were to say it, yeah, it could handle that the way we play it. Low frequencies, you know, really extending that driver, helping it cool it. I think 3000 would be kind of shooting for the stars because you're really going to run into just, you know, heat, what's the word I'm thinking of? Saturation. That's the problem. It's just too much heat. It just can't get rid of it. High temp coil, any subwoofer coil is going to have that problem at some point. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. Keep up the questions. Jason Ward, congratulations winning on that 50% off discount code by the way, last time. Thanks for tuning in again. Did Kicker have to compromise some of the sound quality on the Solo X to get the extra output compared to the Q class? And you know, I am pretty sure that it does, man. You look at it and the driver is just this thick surround. You know what I'm saying? Like, this thing is just beefy, you know? So when you have more moving mass, as in more just speaker, you know, just not even talking about the suspension so everything stays straight because all that weight on top, but you just have more mass because the surround's bigger so that it moves farther like the L7X Solo X does. So whenever you have that, that driver's going to have a little bit harder time of, you know, with the just, I wouldn't even say back EMF, because I've been down this road recently with back EMF. You know, when you bounce a ball and it bounces back up, that's kind of like back EMF, electrical motor force, and how a speaker has suspension. What I'm trying to get at is the transience of just that reaction. You're just moving more mass, period. Like a bigger guy, you think he's going to be able to jab as fast as, like, you know, somebody that's smaller, you know, just physics. Just you're moving more. So you might run into an SQ difference for sure. But, you know, with Kicker and how they design stuff, you know, I was a little hesitant. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Whenever this L7X came out, I'm like, I don't want it to be like the other ones out there, the American Bass, the Sundown, the DC, just big brute things that are just inefficient, and they move a lot of air and they don't sound good per se. For what, you know, the average bass head, not just guy playing 30, 20 hertz, just wind 160s plus. I'm talking like an SQer side of things, the average bass head. And that's kind of what it is. It has that sound where it'll still play up into the 60, 70 hertz range. It may not be as accurate and SQ oriented as a Comp Q or even an L7S or R, but it has more potential in other aspects that those do not. Thank you, Jason, for tuning in. Excellent question. And you guys are awesome. We got Ashy up in here. Thank you for tuning in, Ashy. And there's Kenga. There's the guy. 4 live videos. I know. Well, we got well, there's at least one other guy going on when I'm going live here. But still, appreciate that you're here, man. Jason Scott, thank you for your question. What is the most Kicker Comp R10s can handle? Now, what's recommended? Comp R10s. Well, you got the Comp R12s. Those are 500 RMS. Let's take a look. I think it's 400 RMS. I'm going to go over here. Let's see. Looking at the computer here. Car audio, subwoofers. Yes, yes, yes. Comp R10. And let's take a look at it. I just want to give you guys 100% because, you know, yeah, 400 RMS. Boom. So you got 400 RMS on that driver. And you want to know what's the most it can handle. I would tell you this, like I said in the other question, kind of sort of, you know, that 125 to 150% RMS range, just so that you can get the sound out of pretty much any enclosure that you put it in, and you're not going to clip. And you could still clip if you keep pushing it past what it can do. The Kicker will keep getting louder. I'll tell you this, when you're clipping at 3%, it's kind of hard to tell when you're over a 140 dB, give or take. You know, it's like, it still sounds fine, maybe not 100% clean, but it still sounds like bass and everything's fine. And the next thing you know, you start smelling the smelly smell that smells smelly. And, you know, that's where it's just experience and just pretty much control over mind over knob. Mind over knob. Because if you turn it up too loud, and it just power, man. I would just tell you to run what it has. Maybe like a 600 RMS amp. They used to have a CX 600 or maybe an 800.1 that does 600 at 2, and run that at, you know, 2 ohms, and that would be a pretty good idea to run it at. So you would grab the Dole 4. And that's the thing too, matching with the amplifier. So you're not out buying a second subwoofer just to get your impedance load, DC load, and then next thing you know, I need a bigger amplifier, or vice versa, and you start clipping that, and then it's just bad news. Thank you, Jason. You know, a 33-inch woofer like the Audio Bond, that would be cool. Happy Dawson, thank you for tuning in. Can two 12-inch Solo X's, can they fit into a Toyota Corolla 141 car? Well, I don't know about a 141 car, but I know a Toyota Corolla, and two L7X's, you can fit anything in there if you really want to, but then can you get the required airspace of what those L7X's require? And they do require like 3 cubes each, but when you have 2 in the same enclosure, maybe a little bit less, and that's where you want to go with a box designer, probably like 5.5 cubes. Maybe more, but still, the port area is not going to be just double. There's a lot of variables that go into it, and that's why I love single subs. A lot easier. Anywho, back to the point of, can you fit it in there? Sure. And I think there's a few guys out there that do make L7X, you know, enclosures that fit slide right in there. If not, you build your own, have them firing back, port back or to the side, and I think you'll be plenty okay to be able to slide it in there for the Toyota Corolla. The main thing you want to look at is the outside, you know, like when you slide your seats down, because that's the best way to put it in. If you try putting it in through your trunk, every trunk's different, big time in that aspect. You might be, your box might be too deep, and it might not just go in at an angle, and you'll be stuck, and you're chewing your box apart, and it's no good. So just make sure that that opening when you fold your seats down, if they fold down, is big enough height-wise and width-wise to slide it in. It should fit. It should fit. Now, an L7X15, you might have to go sub up for that one. Appreciate you tuning in. Happy. Bass is loud, 412s. Hey, Andy, it's the Civic Kid with the 212s. The Sundown guy. Appreciate you, man. This guy, I met him down at TDH. Him and his buddies. He joined the Discord party at like 1 in the morning after we were done Friday. I'm like, dude, I'm so happy you're here. You know, and that's why I do this stuff. We have these outlets so you guys can talk to us on the live stream, and a little bit of Discord fun on the side. And, you know, we live in a tough world. So it's cool to be able to do this stuff, man, and hang out with you guys. Appreciate that you're here tonight. What's the most they can handle? Not the recommended. I mean, shoot, man. I would tell you this. In my experience, KICKER's max peak power ratings are really a good rating for that. You know, if you're a quad box, yeah, it could probably take 4,800, but I think that you might start launching the cones no matter what frequency you're playing, what kind of port load, boundary loading you have. They might just go a little bit too far. But that's the cool thing about KICKER subs too. Even if you put way too much power onto them, they don't really bottom out the bottom of the coil. Sometimes they do, but 9 chances out of 10, you'll hit that bottom of the spider on one of the, I think the back plate or something like that, top plate, before it actually hits the bottom of the motor. But still, every speaker's different. At least with the L7S's, I've had that experience. Like, what is that noise?
Look at that.
Put 2,000 watts in a sealed box at like 44 hertz and 0.8 cubes each one. Like, you know, 2,000 watts. Oh man, if I wasn't careful and I didn't have, you know, the doors shut, like, I would just start unloading big time and I'd hear that little bit of noise, but it was just the bottom of the spider. So you don't want to do that. That peak power at a burst, they could probably handle, but again, not at 30 hertz when you're tuned to like 38. You know, I've done it with a lot of power, like the quad box, like on a daily, you know, clamping 3,000 plus when it's rated for 2,400. but I'm playing like 42 to 50 hertz. You know, really where it's the loudest in the vehicle, and it still has very good loading, and maybe not at 25 hertz, because then those speakers are really going to move, and it's just too much power at that point, because then I'm probably clamping even more. So it all depends, that peak power. Really, it really does. Thank you for tuning in, though. Also, I want 18-inch explodes. Thank you. You know, I feel like Dubby just needs Sony's number, man, and they need to help a brother out. Ashy got a question. My question to you, Andy, is how are you doing, bro? Man, thanks for asking. Doing good. You know, with like this whole studio in here, we got a lot of things set up differently, tweaking it, making it better. And if you didn't notice, there's a warhorse sitting on my couch there. We're doing a little bit of renovations in Cookie Monster, planning out, getting ready for Slamology. You know, otherwise doing good. Had a few days off, no work, and we're back at it tomorrow, driving about 2.5 hours away. So back to the gridiron, but one step at a time like always. Thanks for asking, Ashy. I appreciate you so much, dude. Eric H, thank you for hanging out. Andy, what did you paint the Solo X12 box with? You're gonna have to ask our boy, the man, the myth, the legend, SDK Enclosures. He's the one that actually built that 12-inch L7X box, and it sounds great. And I think that's got some kind of acrylic coloring. I don't know, it's really fancy and it looks cool. I'm sure with the right price, he could do that for you too, man. Jake did something extra for me. That was awesome. Thank you, Jake. And thank you, Eric, for tuning in. Let's see. Bass is loud. What's up, buddy? I'm the Sundown 212 kid. Yes. Also, what are your thoughts on the new Solo X for price to SPL? You know, man, that's a good question. I know whenever before the L7X came out and prices were available, everyone's like, what do you think it's going to cost? How much do you think it's going to be? And when it came out with $699 for the 12, $649 for the 10, and $749 for the 15, I was kind of shocked, you know, because you think KICKER, you think a little bit more expensive than the next guy. But if you go and look at the other competitive brands, like the brands that you're running in yours, they're around the same price, you know, and they're right there. They're competitive. But they got a little bit of extra stuff too, you know, with those drop-in recones. That is value. Yeah, you have to buy an extra recone, but you don't have to spend any time. And time is valuable more to some than others, but time is valuable when you just take this thing out and you just look at it and you just drop this thing in. There we go. You just take this thing out and you just drop it in, and that's it. And that's it. You don't have to glue it. You just screw it, torque it, it's done. And I think the price is very competitive for SPL. Watt for watt, maybe even more, but it depends what kind of enclosure you're putting in for every driver. And that's why I don't ever say what is the best, because it all depends what you're trying to do. If you're trying to, you know, cram 3 12s into like 5 cubes, maybe 3 L7Xs are not the ideal way to go. Maybe, you know, 3 12 Sundowns like you have that only require like a little bit over a cube and work very well in a smaller ported box and just works better for that application. It really does. It all depends what you're trying to do, man. Big time. What is going on, SJC? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. And thank you, J5, for highlighting the comments for me. Got that one. Garrick says, I'm thinking about buying a comp next time. The KICKER comp? The KICKER comp? Let me know. Thank you for tuning in, Garrick. Reading the comments here. 25. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. Andy, how many watts are you feeding the Solo X12? Well, right now a little bit more, because we're not running the KXA 2400 on it right now. But yes. Yes, that's how many watts. And that's why I say, you know, 3000 RMS is probably like continuous clamp, like not just hooked up at RMS. I'm talking watts, clamped, full tilt boogie, continuous. I think 3K is a little bit too much. I think that 2500 is very safe to say that, yeah, it'll handle that all day and then some. And at different frequencies, and just, you know, because whenever the speaker is moving more or less on its stroke, because of the tuning frequency of the box and the enclosure size, it's going to move more or less on different frequencies. So it's going to cool better or worse, depending that. And I would say, you know, when I rated it at 2000 RMS, that was conservative, you know, and that's why they say, you know, 20 to 80 hertz, pink noise or not, 2000 watts continuous forever. That's a lot of power regardless, man. It really is. And conservatively rated. Kip. Let's see. Scrolling through the comments. Stuart, thank you for tuning in. Sup, Andy and the Green Team. Thank you for being here, sir. Appreciate ya. Let's see. Cornflakes. Wait, we got a super chat from Cornflakes? Who the heck is that guy? Who the heck is that guy? Let me take a look at this. There we go.
Look at that.
Cornflakes donated $3. Thank you so much, Cornut. Appreciate you, buddy.
Cornut. He does traveling installs.
Appreciate you, and thank you for the super chat from Streamlabs. It's a little PayPal logo on the bottom. You can't miss it. It's pretty cool. Thank you so much, Cornut. Stuart, when will Kicker have the loaded truck enclosures back in stock? All right, so if they've already released those, I don't even remember them actually. I think they are available, and if they're not in stock right now, what I'm going to tell you is what they tend to do is take care of the local dealers first. So I know you might not have a local dealer 2 minutes down the road from you, but I would do that if you really want it now. Go to kicker.com, and there's a locator dealer locator on their website. I'll actually show you that really fast here. Let me scroll up here and go into support tech. I think it's here. I should know this. I don't know if I know this or not. I'm going to look for it. I'm going to look at it. There it is, dealer. US locator. Boom. And you just go to their website there, kicker.com/dealer-locator, and it will tell you how far they are from you. And I got a few around there. Skeptic Innovations, man. Steve Mullins, awesome guy. And BNC Baggers. And Best Buy, of course. We got Best Buy, too. Auto Addictions, LLC. Nice. I would go and see if any of them have it, and if they don't. And another way is to, you know, I would check into maybe like distributors online, Crutchfield, Showtime. Check out Showtime. Showtime is a Kicker authorized dealer, and use my link. It's in the About section. Check them out. That's why I love being affiliated with them. I'm affiliated with Down for Sound too, and that's awesome. And they were the first ones to, you know, ever say, hey, you want to do something? And Down for Sound, big name, love it. Showtime is cool because they actually sell Kicker products, and that's obviously what I do here, is talk about a lot of Kicker. So yes, give them a holler, or just check out their website, showtimeelectronics.com, and I think that would be your next step. Otherwise, just might want to wait till they're in stock. I do know if you go on their website and it's out of stock, you can actually click it where it'll send you an email after you give them your email, and they will notify you when the product is available. I don't know when, though. I don't know. Man, this question is probably the question that I just can't answer. How many licks does it take to get to the middle of a Tootsie Roll lollipop? A 1, a 2, a 3. Thank you, 25. Appreciate you, man. Let's see. Gotta go to the fancy camera. I got this camera idea from Ernie from the Unmasked show, which is awesome. They just have that like wide view of the studio, and I'm like, well, my studio is not the size of a football field, but we can do that too. And just so you guys can look at all the stuff in here, there's a lot to look at. You just gotta look at it. Let's see, couple more minutes. Actually, yeah, we got 2 more minutes to enter the giveaway. Otherwise, it's too late to enter. I dropped the link one last time. Make sure you guys go enter so you could win some really cool stuff. Excuse me. I know the show was a little bit kind of all over the place, but we did talk about a lot with power handling, enclosures, and just what should I do and run with this. And I wanted to do this just because I had this all set up ready to go, and then a few things fell apart last minute for last Tuesday. You know how that goes. And here we are doing the show. Just an Ask Me Anything, you know. And this is what I usually do on, well, Fridays. So I figured, why not? And we'll get back to the testing stuff. I do have a few plans for the next couple shows for Kicking It with Andy. So make sure you guys tune in every other Tuesday here, and the other Tuesday for the Unmasked show. You can't miss it, man. You can't. You just got to look at it. That's all you can do. Oh man, yesterday, that's all I was doing. That's what everybody else was doing. They were just looking at it. They were just looking at it. And that's the thing, man, you know? And that's what we do here. It's a live stream. We just look at it.
That's a live stream? Yeah. Would you look at that?
That's it. Just look at it. Appreciate you guys. What did Bubba like? Oh, it might have been the other one. Yeah, thank you. I'm so far behind on the comments. No, maybe a little bit. I don't know. A little bit behind. Thank you, Bubba. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Big time. This guy has been around for a long time, helping support the channel and support the other bass heads that are all hanging out with us here, and all the other YouTube live streams, and just the community. Dude's awesome. Let's see. SJC, note yet. 8 Balls says, check back later. SJC, you're funny. Let's see. Basshead Fanatic. Thank you again, Jay Lee. They both sound great. There's not a big difference other than one can be a bit louder, but both clean on mids, and the ST tweeters are so crispy. And that's, you know, I had a conversation about the ST tweeters. You know, Steve didn't really want to do them. You know, he's like, man, those are just hard to do. And they did it, and they made sure that it was 100% the way they wanted it to be. And I mean, that's how it is with all their products, but like, really, like, dove deep into that to make them sound better than any other super tweeter that's out there. Some people might not ever need a super tweeter, because to be honest with you, who needs 100 watts at 10,000 hertz? Not me. Just, you know, not me. I like my hearing. My kids scream in my ear, the ear rings, the pressure. I'm like in pain. I sit into a 170 dB car, I'm perfectly fine. So there's limitations of that frequency range that I can take, and what's really damaging to your ears, and those high frequencies 100% are. So you have to be careful and make something that you can listen to for a long time. Whenever, you know, you get a headache from listening to music loud, it's not just from it being loud. That's from distortion as well. Really is. Thank you, Baba. I couldn't let it go to waste. I could not let this thing go to waste. I'm just like, you know, look at that, put it on there, and it looks good. You know, instead of seeing all the wires. It looks good. I would have the wires nice and cleaned up here, but this is actually a mechanical table that goes up and down. You know, so I gotta be careful with where I have it. Can't have the wires too tight. Not like your car, you know. That makes sense where you have everything nice and tucked and according. So, yes, I try. Where are the new TVs? Well, you just got to look at them. Well, this one you can't even see. It's right here. Right there. You can't even see it. Like, I got it right out of shot. I got it right out of shot. Let's see if we can look at one of them here. There's one right there. And then sheet sign. Of course, we have a sheet sign. And then just the same old TV location, but now it's on a TV stand over there, and it's on an angle, which looks pretty cool. And we got StreamYard in the background. It's ready to go, and just a few things going on here. Nothing to see here. Nothing going on. Solo X Warhorse on the couch, having fun, chilling, kicking back, relaxing. We'll have to get them on a show one of these times. Give them a mic. Absolutely, Jay Lee. SJC says, I would love to experience 4 L7X 18s on 6 or 6 L7X 15s. Man, I feel like both of those are good choices. And I think more cone area for 6 L7X 15s than the 418s. But still, man, 418s, I would love to do a build like that. Hey, you might hear it from me one day. You might hear it from me. LLwA. Those Kicker KS components and coaxial speakers are very impressive. Excellent value for the money. And you know, I love the KS speakers. Like, they are literally my favorite just speakers from Kicker. I mean, the ST series are nice, but man, these are just different. They sound really good. The QS, they're more of a SQ side. And I don't know, man. I just, for what I'm trying to do in an average bass head and the price range for the KS series, like coaxial component, it's just there. The CS are a little bit cheaper and the DS are the entry level. And, you know, they even have the Walmart exclusive, what is it, the CS. And, or not CS, is it DS? There's another one, I forget what it's called, what is it called? It's like only sold at Walmart. Oh, man, SC? I think it's called SC, only at Walmart, but it's pretty much the DS. Anywho, the CS are nice. I have a pair of those from the Cornut box downstairs. They sound really good. But the KS just have like that richer sound, and the price does not empty your wallet, you know, for spending on a pair of 6.5s or 6x9s. And the 6x9s, we talked about this in the Discord after party. Love them. Everybody loves them. And I'm like, yes, I'm not the only one. I'm not biased here. They are great. They really sound good. Component, coaxial, they just sound good. They sound good. El Fuego says, you got any room for some Kicker donations in there? You know, I always try rearranging this room. We are kind of running out of space. But, you know, I did just go down to storage, and I do need to get rid of a few things here. Not like rid, but just, you know, use them for a product video. That's my problem. And it's like, I got to replace something else in the studio because we can't have missing spaces around here, you know? Got to fill the void. Absolutely, El Fuego. Thank you so much for whatever you do, man. You're an awesome guy, and you do so much already, man. Thank you so much for tuning in and always being here. ST Mids and Snowmans make a great three-way. I've never tried that, but it sounds right, man. The Snowmen, I believe, are the KS line, and they have like a little like 2-inch driver and a 1-inch tweeter, give or take, and matching that with the ST probably 7s would be super ideal, and even the 9s too. But right, you can fluctuate stuff, and then you would have your bass in the back, and it would be a symphony of sound. Symphony indeed. And I think maybe better than the super tweeters for your average bass head. John, maybe that's what you could do, man. STs and then some Snowmen up front, you know? I don't know. He loves them KSs. I'm on team with the KSs too. Would you look at that? Little Raiko says, my KS speakers sound really good on my factory head unit. And that's the thing, man. when they have it listed 15 RMS to 50 or what have you for which size, they mean it. And I've done that a few times whenever I would just add like the 3.5s or vice versa, starting the system, don't have an amplifier, got the KS's up front like Kayla's car, and playing it, it's like, man, these sound really good. Just wide open, no crossovers. Man, they're dipping down into the 40s, no problem, and sounding good. And even with, especially with the stock head unit, just lower power, you can really play those things, and they sound like 8s in your doors, man. Like, it's pretty cool. Not crazy 8s, but just something. Just something. Would you look at that? Few guys in the Discord swear by him. I'm telling you, man, we're not crazy. We're not crazy. We are not. RVH, thank you for tuning in. I think Cookie Monster is on vacation. He is on vacation. Would you look at that? Never mind. Justin, thank you for tuning in, man. Appreciate that you're here with us. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, sir. Jay Lee says, well, dang, y'all making me change my mind about trying those expensive ST speakers. Well, we're not trying to change mine. We're just trying to give you options. And every product has its place. And it depends your exact scenario, your budget, what you're trying to do, space available, and everything along those lines of what's going to be better for you. There is no best, because you might find something better. But period. The ST speakers, they are designed for people that are doing 150s. You know, like loud, 212 L7Xs on a pair of 7s or a pair of 9 ST mids and a pair of super tweeters, and it's going to sound crystal clear, and it's just going to play what that bass head wants to play. Thank you for tuning in. Facebook user Alex Crossley, thank you for hanging out. We got Ray Piera, thank you for tuning in. Car Audio California, Glenn McPherson, what's up? You guys are awesome. All right, cool. Let's do the rigging. It's already been an hour and 11 minutes on the show, so we can wrap this up around an hour and a half. And I got to do all the work behind the scenes here, so bear with me while I do a little bit of rigging here. Go take a break, get some tea, take a pee, whatever you got to do. About 3 minutes, we'll have this going here for you and see who wins the Kicker giveaway on Kickin' with Andy tonight. That's the time. That is the time. It's too late to enter, Bob. Come on, man. I'm gonna have to take this down. It's too late to enter. The entry is good from 7:30 Central to 8:30 Central. On this show, on Kicker, it's only a half an hour, so it would be 7:30 Central to 8. But still, it's a whole hour here, and it's every Tuesday. Make sure you enter. Wink, wink. YouTube user. Probably installing a new Solo X18 and Cookie Monster Vacation. Hey, that would be cool, but I don't know. And even if it was so, I don't know if I could say. Oh, man. Don't know the difference, Justin. I do not know the difference. I can't. All right. Let's see. Can we do that? Yeah, we can do that. Oh, I love this soundtrack. Drawing winners. 56 potential users. Thank you, Basshead, Fanatic. Add the Kicker giveaway to FanDuel so we can place bets. Then you really would know it's rigged. Then you would really know. Thank you, Basshead. Yeah, you guys are funny. Riggedy, riggedy, rigged. Yeah, Cornet and El Fuego are not allowed to win anymore. They've won too many times. I might let them slide, but I know Bill does not let things slide. Okay. Looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good. The OG Livin Loud with Andy song. You really don't hear this one because usually it's my second song, and I always start with the second song just because it's a little bit more poppier. But this was OG. This was definitely OG. Would you look at that? You just gotta look at it. Just like that eclipse. Just don't look at it too long.
Would you look at that?
Roger with a $2 super chat. You know what? We haven't seen him in a while. I know we love the pennies, but we need some explode bucks just because. Thank you, Roger. I appreciate you, man. And I need to throw that up. Oh, whoa, losing everything. Keep up the great work, Andy, because of a lot of you people here have came together and made not only friends, but family. Oh, we got to throw that back up again. There's no way. That was too good.
Would you look at that?
I'm looking at it. Not only friends and family, but happy moments. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you, Roger. Thank you for just being here, man. We need more people like you, you know, just out and about. Needing help, needing friends, loves bass, loves kicker, what have you, and here to just hang out, man. You know, not everybody has to donate and super chat, but just be here. You know, that's all I really want from you guys. So thank you so much for all that you do extra, and thank you for your support. All right, I think the rigging is commenced and it is finished. It is finished. You know, if it was only like that, but we got a whole protocol system, man. We run it through AI technology. And yeah, we just look for cabooses or 25s, you know, along those lines, and just eject those Cito, cause you know the show, you know, yeah. Thank you, Roger. Thank you for tuning in, and appreciate you sending me that stuff, the pictures of the Bronco, and just hanging out, man. Being a friend. Thank you so much. Facebook user Joseph wants to know, ETA on the L7X18, late 2024, early 2025. That's a good guess. I hope so. I would hope so. I would hope so. That's a good guess. It is. It is, Garrett. It is. All right, cool. Now, yeah, I can see the chat up here. That's why I like this big screen. You kind of see it. You can't even tell. I got a piece of tape on that camera. Looks great. Boom. Editing. Looks good if you just don't look at it too much. You just kind of look at it this way and not that way. You'll be all right. Now we're going. All right, let's type in these names, and I can still see you guys commenting, and we can get this show going. I gotta look at it. I gotta look at it. I gotta look at it. Let's see. That's it. Okay. Okay, that's that one. First place. DIY audio guy at Sparked Innovations. Is that Ed? It's either Ed or Rich. Yeah, we got Sparked Innovations in the chat. Well, would you look at that? Would you just look at that? That's it. Thank you.
That's a live stream?
Yeah.
Would you look at that?
Thank you, Sparked. And yes, we are proud partners with Sparked Innovations, with everyone else here. And, man, excellent, excellent products. If you don't know about Sparked Innovations, just like Kicker Club, man, you're sleeping under a rock. They make everything, man. Everything under the sun. And it's always so cool, techie, what bass heads need stuff. That's what it is. Switchers, fannies, just the whole nine, man. Omomatic. Thank you for tuning in. It's probably Rich. And love you, Rich, if it's Rich, and love you, Ed, if it's Ed. It's not Ed Bassmaster, it's Ed Lester. All right. Has anyone heard the difference between a QS and a KS? Well, it depends which way you listen to it. All right, we got first place there. Oh, I put the wrong thing there. Let's go here. Oh. Man, these towns are hard to pronounce. Not gonna lie. Now, the town isn't always the town you live in. It doesn't get your address. It just collects your IP address. So if you guys see your name and it's close to where you live or where you've been driving during the Unmasked show, check your email. Just check your email. Third place. Whoop, there we go. All right, I can pronounce this one. Oh, that's why. Okay. And then we need the 50% off discount code. Grand prize. That's not even a name. It is a name. I'm just going to type in the email because the name is, well, I guess we can put that. I think it's because Twitter and it doesn't actually have your name. We'll just go with that. That'll work. You should know your username. Almost finished KICKER, guys. Last one. Boom. Anyway, on this 50% off discount code, you guys will be getting a email from me within a week or so. So just keep a lookout for that. And livinloudwithandy.com. You can't miss it. All right, now let me turn this down just a hair. All right, we're good. We're good. Appreciate you guys. KICKER, thank you for just doing everything that you guys do. And, man, these giveaways. And thank you, Saber, for poking at Steve Irby saying, hey, would you just look at this? Would you do this? These giveaways, 50% off discount code? I think that's awesome that you guys do that kind of stuff. And that Kicker does that kind of stuff and listens to. Not every time, you know, it's like your parents. They're going to tell you no once in a while. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And just thank you guys for watching and making the show great. Let's get to the winners. Man, we got 60, 80 guys in here. I know you guys are going to want to look at who won tonight. Double E says he won 25. That is very true. Bass and music forever, says Cornut. John RVH says the QSS, the mid bass is just crazy. They're fighting over QS versus KS components, I'm assuming, and it's a good argument. It's a good debate. They're both great products, and maybe RVH is right. So let's do this. Third place, you get the Kicker EB400s, the water resistant proof headphones. They're awesome. And the Kicker swag pack, the unmasked t-shirt, and, you know, lanyards, cups, koozies, those kind of things. And, of course, the EV400s. That's the prize that you're getting, man. Awesome headphones. Third place goes to Chris M. in Gilbert, Arizona. Congratulations for tuning in and winning. Check your email. Bill will be getting out to you. Thank you so much for watching and congratulations. Now, second place, you get the TW2 headphones. Those are the new earbud headphones, Bluetooth, wireless, and they're awesome. Yeah, I got the TW1s. I do want to try the TW2s. Regardless, and the swag pack, t-shirt, the whole nine goes to Jason L. in Fordyce. I knew I was going to mess that up. Fordyce, Arkansas. Arkansas. Congratulations, Jason. Again, check your email. Kicker will be reaching out to you. And we got one more, and then the grand prize. This is the Bullfrog 100, which is this little guy sitting over here. I don't know if I can pan to it. We got a few things over here. Yeah, we got a camera thing in the way. I'm not too sure if you can see it, but you know what a Bullfrog is. They are awesome and waterproof and just Bluetooth boomboxes on the go, man. And the whole Kicker swag pack goes to Simon S. from... I'm gonna mess this one up too, man. Minnesota. Simon, we know you, man. This guy won before. Definitely rigged. And I think he just won a 50% off discount code a few months back too. So that's awesome. Congratulations, man. You're gonna love your Bullfrog 100, but don't leave yet. We got one more. We got the 50% off discount code. You can use it anything at kicker.com. The code is good for life. You can give it to your children. You can give it to your children's children. Long as kicker.com's on there, it will be valid. Goes to, this is the username, BigDamn32. Colorado Springs, Colorado. You will be getting an email from me. So make sure you guys check your emails, check the spam folder, and just look at it. Thank you guys so much, and congratulations. You're gonna love that, and you never know whenever you might need to buy some Kicker stuff, and you get it at half off, and it's awesome. So thank you, Kicker. Fingers crossed. Sorry, Stuart, I couldn't rig it for you, but Ashley says congratulations. Thank you guys so much, and man, another show, and we'll be back Friday here on this channel, but make sure you guys go and tune in to Kicker on Tuesday. They always got something planned, and give them a subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the end of the show. You made it. This was an Ask Me Anything on Kicking It with Andy, and without further ado, I will see you guys so much at the caboose. See you at the end of the show, whatever you want to call it. If you want to stick around, which is fun. These guys are nuts. Thank you so much for watching. This was Kicking It with Andy. Ask Me Anything. And as always, stay living loud. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Let's get Loud. Hey yo, we kicking it with Andy at the house. He's coming to you live from the casting couch. He's a kicker freak. Hey yo, what you think? So grab a seat and get your favorite drink. Don't go nowhere, you'll be glad you waited. Andy content comes highly rated. He got more hits than a Brooklyn mobster, doing hair tricks in the Cookie Monster. Straight give you goosebumps like you ticklish. Hey yo, rest in peace to Chris the Fish. So get your popcorn, Andy's going live, but the show don't start till Deviant arrives. What?
Well, at least we know 32 is a lucky number. Congratulations. Love you guys.
It's a good peeps down chillin', relax. The after show is lit. Yo, check the live chat. And there's a clips. You wanna try that? Kicking it with Andy is such a dope show. He stays super positive and a super chill bro. Making us laugh with his McGill memes. Quality content in all of his streams. Why does Cookie Monster bang harder than a wall? Cause he was the big brand name that started it all. Kick your bass so low that it's messing with your psyche. Y'all running sketcher while my homie running Nike. My homie running Nike. My homie running Nike. My homie running Nike.
Hey yo, Johnny, have a seat, relax. We got this next one. Yeah. Hey yo, check me out. Third verse like that, we say the best for last. Drop a super chat to get your questions asked. 5K subs, yo, he gon' hit. Got a L7X and a Recon kit. Tuesday and Friday, yo, we on the set. Unless he get that Patreon check, go ahead, subscribe, and he's on the mic. If you gotta run by, please hit the like. Solo and Wiz got that fish tank filled, but is he ever gonna finish that Walmart build? Ain't got a witness, so we'll never know. That was 3 minutes, now enjoy the show. Let's go.
My homie running Nike.
Hey yo, Andy, we love you, boy. Keep doing your thing, King. You got this.
My homie running Nike.
Wait a minute, is it the end of the show already? Come on, guys. I just do one more. No more for Cookie Monster. No more.
Wiz, what the heck? Dude, this fish literally jumps out of the tank to hit the switcher just to get more food. Like you guys are going to feed him or something. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I really don't. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Cornut coming in with the caboose and Sparked Innovations hanging out to the end. Hey, that was Bill in the video. Yes, we got a little bit of everybody in there. Appreciate you guys. Ashy coming in, going choo-choo, but Roger's gonna take it. Love you guys. I will see you on the next one. Stay living loud. Yeah, look at that. Cornerstone. Wait a minute.